conversation. My name is Matt Romano. I'm our school board chair, and I wanted to welcome you all tonight, do some opening remarks and introduce Dr. Romano. This is a really great opportunity for all of us to converse and talk about the future of our school district. It's really nice to see so many people in the room. We have a broad cross-section of community partners and stakeholders, and we're really excited to have you here. We really appreciate you coming out and dedicating your time to bettering our school district. I like to be brief, so that's really what I have. Appreciate you all being here, and now Dr. Romano.
Good evening. Thank you so much for taking the time to come out this evening and to share and be with us. This is a really important night for us, and we've been planning this for many, many months. And the reason why it's really important is because we are getting ready to springboard onto the creation of our next strategic plan and really visioning around what education looks like in Hernando County in the next 5 to 10 years. We have an amazing, amazing community and school district. I'm going to show you some of the significant accomplishments that have been made over the last almost 3 years, and so we can take a look at that. But we also have some challenges that we need to talk about. So without further ado, I want to say thank you again for being here. I think tonight is about sharing some concerns that you have, some things that are working really well, some things that you'd like to see in our community as we go forward. And for those of you who I've not met personally, I would like to have the opportunity to do that. So if not tonight, then going forward, this is the first of many community conversations that we plan to hold. And we are going to utilize a process that our public information officer, Karen Jordan, will talk about at the very end of my presentation. And we learned about this process from a highly performing school district up in Maryland, Montgomery County, Maryland. And they've really helped us to frame our shared decision making and our organizing to lead work throughout our entire school district. And so this process comes from them, and I think it's a really good process for us to get input from you all as community members and stakeholders. So welcome, and without further ado, I'm going to ask Karen to advance my slides for me. So tonight our purpose is really about creating a shared vision for the future of education in Hernando County. And I want you to really think broadly and big as you brainstorm and think about the children that we serve and what their future is going to look like in 5 or 10 years. Many of you send me things to read about what the future might look like, and I think that information will become a part of our discussion. So together we're going to create a shared vision for the future of our schools, and this is really about bringing our community together and our stakeholders as we create that vision, and then eventually the strategic plan goals from that. So together we can move this community forward towards being an A-rated school district of excellence. Some of our goals, Karen, you are doing a good job advancing my slides for me, are number one, to really help you to understand and what we do from an education perspective. You know, so many times we rely on the media to define what that is, or the legislators, and so I really want you to have an understanding of what are those mandates, those things that we are required to do. What are things that we can do, that we can work together as a school board and a school community to really make some change? And what do we think is important and valuable for the children, our own children, that are going through our system, and what do we want for them in terms of as they complete their educational experience through our system. So it's really about building positive relationships, inviting lots of diverse perspectives. We do not expect or want to agree. We want to create win-win situations. We're moving towards implementing the 7 habits of highly effective people and organizations in our district. And we really want to and invite diverse perspectives. And I think that from those diverse perspectives, some really good things come out of that will benefit our entire system and ultimately our children. We want to establish a list of strengths and concerns about our current efforts. I think it's really important to say, let's take a status check and see where we're at. And what do we need to do differently? I think those are really important things that we need to consider as we go through this process. Tomorrow night at the school board meeting, as I do every year in January, I will present the school board and the community with a state of the district. And so you are receiving tonight just a real mini version of the state of the district presentation. But I always start out with what our mission is. And this mission was identified and defined in the work that by the group of people that came together to create our current strategic plan. And our strategic plan does not sit on a shelf. It actually directs and guides all of our work, and we report back out on that every 9 weeks internally, and then of course mid-year and annually to the public. But this is our mission. The Hernando County School District collaborates with parents and other community stakeholders to effectively prepare all students for a successful transition into a diverse and changing world. And our world is definitely diverse, and it definitely is changing. So we need to really think about, what it's going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years. On the next slide, you see a picture of our school board members, and we have several school board members here tonight. Mr. Foreman Matt Foreman is our school board chair, and he did the welcome and introduction. Mr. Mark Johnson is here also. He's in the front row. And I don't think I have any more board members. Mr. Guadagnino was on his way, but I don't see him yet. And we also have, am I missing somebody? No. Exactly. I wanted to identify our student representative. Where did he go?
Clay's here.
Where is Clay Everett?
Stand up, Clay.
Clay, stand up. Clay has We are thrilled that Clay is serving as our student board representative this year. He sits next to me and brings great insight. I think we don't do enough of that in terms of getting the student perspective. And so, Clay, I want to say thank you to you for dedicating your time and talents to this work. It's really important work that you're doing, and welcome. In our current strategic plan, we have identified our core values, and I wanted you to see these as you go into thinking about the future. So as a community, 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, we came together and we defined our core beliefs. And we believe that education is the foundation for a better future. Do you still believe that? I believe that. Family and community involvement are critical. Absolutely. Parents and family are the child's first teacher, correct? We're strengthened by our diversity. Absolutely. We all bring something to the table that we can contribute. Stakeholders share the responsibility in decision making, hence the reason for town hall meetings or this forum tonight, the community conversations. We're accountable for our actions. So we are ultimately role models for children in our community and have to be responsible for those decisions and actions. Commitment to teaching that fosters student engagement. We want to provide instruction, and our teachers, our teaching force is an amazing, we have amazing teachers, amazing group of people who really are committed to their profession. They're the experts, and they work tirelessly to provide engaging instruction. Shared purpose, collaboration, and continuous improvement. That's what we're here tonight about. We truly believe that. We believe that even if when we become an A-rated school district of excellence, we will still have growth. We will always want to improve and be the best that we can be. We believe in providing safe, caring learning environments, high expectations and recognition, recognizing and empowering individuals, and of course, reflect best practices by aligning expectations and policies. And I think that's really important because as we go forward, we are in an education field that really now has a lot of data and research to tell us these are the kind of instructional strategies and things that really are impacting students. I also think getting additional information from students and families is a part of that best practice. So I'm going to move into a very short part of the presentation to tell you a little bit about our current state of the district in terms of our demographics. And I won't read these slides to you, but we are the largest employer in Hernando County, and we are very proud of that. We have approximately 3,000 full-time employees, and you can see the breakdown between our instructional staff, our support staff, our school-based administrators, and 14 district administrators. And then 539 of our full-time teachers hold advanced degrees, and we are very blessed to have 12 nationally board certified teachers, and we're working with our Teachers Association to try to increase that number because we believe in that program and process. This next slide is a snapshot of our community, and those of you who are here tonight, this just tells you a little bit about the number of schools that we have and how our schools break out. We are blessed to have K-8 schools and 5 high schools and our new Discovery Academy and our alternative school. We're pretty proud of those things. All of our schools we're proud of. Very briefly, and you'll hear a lot more detail on this tomorrow night, but some points of pride for our district. You know, we have, again, an amazing community and school system with amazing people. And we've come together as a community over the last 2.5, almost 3 years, and we have a lot to be proud of. And so here are some of the things. These are just a few of the things I'll highlight tonight. We have improved our school grades significantly. We had a simulation that came out from the Department of Education about a month ago. And for the first time in 6 years, we have no D or F schools in this district. That is something to celebrate. Therefore, we have no schools in what we call, the state calls, the differentiated accountability system, schools that are in need of improvement. Of course, we are always going to improve and try to provide the best possible education for our children, but we are very proud of that. Our district grades are all due out officially from the Department of Education on February 9th. So be looking for that because that will be a day of celebration in our community. We have increased our graduation rate again this year. Our high schools and our middle schools have worked together tirelessly to do this work. And we've exceeded the state average again. We're at 78% and we are extremely proud of that. We were the highest district in terms of graduation rate for students with disabilities. Kathy Dopka, I think, is in the audience, and she and her team and our teaching staff do amazing things for these children, and it shows to be #1 in the state. Congratulations. Our community came together in September, and we passed a half-cent sales tax campaign for our capital needs for our aging infrastructure. And this community is to be commended. That will contribute in capital needs $8.59 million per year for the next 10 years. Awesome. And much needed. We've provided a balanced budget, and we became, again, fully accredited in January 2015. We went through a full accreditation process, and that is quite a process to become accredited, and accreditation is extremely important. It's important because you always want to have your children educated in a system that is accredited, so your high school diplomas actually mean something and can help your children get into college. So you want to attend an accredited school organization or school. The next slide is about our awesome community partnerships. These are continuing to grow and grow and grow. I'm a believer that together we are better, and I think this represents that. We have business partners, the Chamber of Commerce, our Kiwanis Club, and so on that have come together. Our new SunTech adult education program is growing and growing, and actually they're going through their accreditation process right now, which is very exciting. So we've got a lot to be proud of. So I'm going to end there because I was trying to keep everything down to a pretty good time limit so we could spend the bulk of the time really hearing from you. And what I'd like to do now is just say thank you for joining us on the beginning of our journey. Our future really is bright in Hernando County, and we look forward to celebrating future successes and becoming an A-rated school district of excellence.